Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking the code on what might be one of the most important skills for our new AI-powered world, prompt engineering. I'm going to give you a framework that will totally change the way you talk to AI and get you much, much better results. So let's be real. Have you ever used an AI like Chat GPT? You ask it for something, and the response you get back is just kind of useless? Yeah, if you felt that frustration, you are definitely not alone. It almost always comes down to a communication gap, a disconnect between how we search for things and how these AI models actually, think. For the last 20 years, we've trained ourselves to talk to Google with just a few keywords. But these new AI models, they're a completely different beast. They're built for a conversation, not just a search. They need details. They need direction. Without it, they're basically just guessing what you're trying to get at. And that gap between a simple search and a real, detailed conversation, that's exactly why so many of our AI chats end up falling flat. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a tech wizard to fix this. You just have to change how you ask. The solution is a skill called prompt engineering. And I know, it sounds super technical, right? But it's not. It's really just the art and science of giving the AI really clear instructions, prompts, so you can guide it to the exact result you actually want. All right, so how do you actually build a better prompt? Let's walk through a super simple framework that honestly makes all the difference. Look, a truly perfect, top-tier prompt could have as many as 7 different parts. But let's be real. You only need to nail 3 of them to see a huge improvement in pretty much everything you ask an AI to do. These 3 are your absolute foundation. First, the task. Be super clear. What do you want it to do? Summarize this, write that, translate something, tell it. Next, context. What does the AI need to know to do the job right? Give it that background info. And finally, format. How do you want the answer back? As a bulleted list, a professional email, maybe a table? You have to specify it. And getting these 3 parts right, task, context, and format, that is the turning point. It's what moves you from just kind of throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks to being in the driver's seat, confidently telling the AI exactly what you need. Okay, so once you have the basics down, you can level up and start tackling some really complex problems with a couple of advanced techniques. The first one is called chain of thought. This is where you literally tell the AI, hey, don't just jump to the answer. I want you to think this through step by step. You force it to be logical, to work through the problem just like a person would. And what's so powerful about this is you're not just getting a final answer anymore. You're getting the AI's thought process. You're making it show its work, like in math class. It makes the results so much more transparent and, frankly, trustworthy. But what if there isn't just one single path to the answer? Well, that brings us to the next level, tree of thought. With this, you're asking the AI to act like a strategy consultant. You tell it to explore a few different options at the same time, weigh the pros and cons of each based on things like cost or efficiency, and then recommend the best one. It's an incredible tool for making complex decisions. But even with the most amazing prompt, sometimes you're going to hit a technical wall. And that's usually because of something called a token limit. You can think of it as the AI's working memory. There's a hard cap on how much information it can process in a single bow. So let's say you have a massive 300-page report. Asking the AI to summarize this all at once, it's probably going to fail or give you a really shallow answer because it'll hit that token limit. The smart way to do it is with a technique called manual chunking. You break the big job into smaller pieces. You ask it to summarize just the HR section first, then the finance section, and so on. So, why does all of this really matter? Because learning how to do this stuff isn't just a neat trick for a chatbot. This is quickly becoming a core skill for the future of work. I mean, just think about how fast all of this is moving. It was only 2022 that chatbots and image generators felt like a cool new thing. Then in 2023, they became AI assistants built right into our software. And now in 2024, we're already talking about agentic AI, systems that can think and act on their own to get stuff done for us. And the data on this is crystal clear.
The average user's prompt is about 9 words long, but the prompts that get those really successful, high-quality answers, they're more than double that, averaging over 21 words. The better the AI gets, the more the quality of our questions really, really matters.
Which leaves us with one final big question to think about. As AI gets smarter and smarter, in a world where it can provide almost any answer, is the most valuable skill knowing those answers anymore, or is it being able to ask the perfect question? Thanks for tuning in to The Explainer.